Hello! This final project is the culminating point of all my body of work throughout the year around this question: how can mental health affect one's ways of seeing? I've attached it to John Berger. His book enlightened me about how each person perceives things differently, especially those affected by mental health, like me and many others. I wanted it to be the culmination of all of that work. I wanted to create a platform where people could relieve their pain, whether it be stress, anxiety, depression, or feeling lost or lonely of living with a mental health condition. For my final outcome, I wanted to make a website that would put all the visuals that I've created together using the mouse. It would have taken too long. The best substitute was to make a visual mock-up to show how the website would work. We can start reviewing the project and how we came to this outcome. I started doing a lot of research on the mind and the brain stimulation, how people get burned out, overworked, get anxiety from situations like the pandemic we are in. I looked into meditation and mindfulness, started focusing on the interesting patterns of the brain scans, aiming to create something around that stimulation of the brain. At that point, I didn't really know where this whole project was going. I just had an idea. This software called TouchDesigner emulates coding, but you don't have to code anything. You just have to get your head around the TouchDesigner tools. My idea was to create a platform where you could interact with the platform itself using either tracking or an audio reactive device. I did some tests. The first was an audio reactive cloud that reacts to sound. The second used mouse tracking. You just move the mouse around the screen. This cloud of particle would react to mouse tracking. It would follow the direction of the mouse. I looked at movement tracking called blob tracking. In TouchDesigner, it catches the movement of face and hands. You can control the movement of a straight line. It moves around. With all those techniques that I've accumulated, I started to understand the software a lot better, which allowed me to get a closer idea of what was possible to do. I came across topography, which basically is used for maps. It emulates the stimulation of the brain, the color swatch brain idea that I was going for, the two together. I looked at different artists that use the same color swatch. Instagram artists like Felipe Pantone, Virgil Abloh for the Louis Vuitton campaign. I tried to emulate that in TouchDesigner using topography and noise displacement. I did add the mouse tracking. I could change the noise of the pattern using my mouse. I found this software called cables_GL, which is TouchDesigner on the web. It's things a lot easier. I tried it for a day. I couldn't get the result that I wanted. I started with TouchDesigner. I started imagining how my platform would look like if it were to be developed on the web. I made a storyboard of how I wanted it to look like, with the black screen and the title, the visuals coming up depending on different conditions. That was my first attempt at making a visual mock-up of the website. I had to find other visuals that would match each condition. I think the gift to present the website explains the purpose quite well. Knowing that this project meant a lot to me, I do want to move it forward if I can actually develop this website. I'm very excited about how the project turned out. Hope you enjoyed this collection of videos presenting my body of work. Thank you for listening.